He hadn't seen that necklace in 2 years, not since the night his daughter vanished without a trace. But no, in the chest of a street boy with broken shoes and haunted eyes, there it was. The same gold pendant, the truth that would destroy and heal everything. Julian Delacroix had everything the world envied. A private jet, the penthouse overlooking the skyline. A billion-dollar empire built from scratch, but behind his perfectly tailored suits and million-dollar smile was a hole no money could ever fill. 2 years ago, his daughter Leila disappeared. 14 years old, smart, kind, the only light in his life after his wife died. She had been walking home from a music recital. And then, nothing, no leads, no witnesses. No, just a note in her diary. I feel like no one sees me anymore, not even Dad. Julian shattered that day. And though the media eventually moved on, he never stopped looking. 12-year-old Tariq had never known safety. He'd lived more nights under the stars than beneath a roof. His backpack carried everything he owned: a threadbare blanket, a cracked water bottle, and a pendant he never took off. It was gold, old, beautiful, and all he had of his angel lady. He didn't know her name. She gave it to him one night when he was starving in a back alley. She said, "You matter. Keep this close. It'll protect you." And then she disappeared. He hadn't seen her since. It was a Tuesday. Rain fell heavy. On the city, Julian stepped out of his car near 47th and Vine, where his company was opening a new wellness center for children. He didn't know why he walked that way. He rarely walked anywhere anymore. Then, he saw him, a boy, thin, dirty, holding a sandwich wrapper like it was treasure, and around his neck is that necklace. Her necklace. Julian froze. His legs moved before his brain did. But he knelt down. "Where did you get that?" Tariq stepped back, eyes wide with fear. "I didn't steal it. She gave it to me." She, the girl, the one with the sad eyes. She had this music box voice, like she was made of poems. Julian's chest tightened. Leila, *. They sat in Julian's limo. Tariq devoured food like he hadn't eaten in days. Julian watched him carefully. Every word this boy said matched what he remembered about Leila, how she loved to draw birds, how she sang lullabies when she was nervous. And then he said the one thing that shattered Julian's heart. She said, "She ran away from a golden cage." Julian closed his eyes. The truth hit harder than any headline. He hadn't lost her. 2 strangers, he'd lost her to himself. Julian hired a team. Tariq led them to an abandoned shelter where Leila had once taken him. They found drawings, her initials, and a letter taped beneath an old desk. "If you're reading this, I hope. Dad found someone to love. I wasn't strong enough to tell him I needed him to love me for who I was, not just for being his daughter." He cried for the first time in public that day. 3 days later, they found her. She was volunteering in a rural healing commune, changed. Her name, living quietly, but safe. Alive. When she saw Tariq, she didn't run. She ran to him. Julian didn't ask for forgiveness. He earned it. He adopted Tariq, not because of guilt, but because he saw in that boy the courage he wished he'd had. Leila eventually came home, not to a mansion, but to a family, a real one. * sometimes. The things we search the world for. Hiding in the eyes of a stranger with a familiar necklace. Because love isn't lost when someone leaves, it's lost when we stop listening. And sometimes, fate sends it back through the smallest soul on the hardest street.